U.S. Soccer Federation President Sunil Gulati said Monday that overall he's proud of how far the game has progressed in America, but thinks the U.S. could have done better in the 2010 World Cup. The AP's John Moan has the story from Johannesburg.
The U.S. team is out of the 2010 World Cup, and it's time to ponder the future. But before anything moves forward and where the national team goes, it helps to examine recent history. The most glaring statistic for the U.S. men is this: no American forwards scored a goal in this tournament. They were all scored by midfielders.
So we've gone 2 World Cups without a forward scoring a goal. That's not a good thing.
And Sunil Gulati, the president of the U.S. Soccer Federation, took notice too.
And that's not blaming the guys who've been playing forward for us, it's just a statement of fact.
Another factor is age, with starting defenders Carlos Bocanegra, Jay DeMerit, and Steve Cherundolo all in their 30s. At 28, Landon Donovan likely has 1 more World Cup left in him. Goalkeepers have longer shelf lives, so Tim Howard at 35 could start no problem. Rebuilding the men's national team is on Gulati's mind.
However we evaluate a coach in a short-term situation like the World Cup, the broader issue is, we've got to get better development, better players at the other end of it.
And then there's the future of U.S. coach Bob Bradley. Does he stay on another 4 years? His contract expires at the end of this year.
I want to sit down with Bob. I think that's the appropriate thing. I want to hear his views, express some of mine, and see what makes sense. I think he's done a very good job. Let me make that very clear.
The future looks uncertain, and at his last news conference of the tournament, Bradley was as non-committal on that answer as his boss.
At this moment, there's been no conversations, and there's always a process with any situation where both sides probably need time, and I've always enjoyed new challenges, but I also from day one have said and consider it a tremendous honor to coach the national team.
Here's another interesting tidbit from the Federation president. Both he and present U.S. coach Bob Bradley had been in discussions with England coach Fabio Capello about an advisory role for U.S. soccer on the whole. At the time, Sunil Gulati says Capello was looking for a lower pressure environment in which to work in. It didn't work out that way, though. With England out early in the World Cup, Capello's job may also be on the line. John Moan, The Associated Press, Johannesburg.
Researchers say late Cincinnati Bengals receiver Chris Henry had a form of degenerative brain damage caused by multiple hits to the head.
Researchers say late Cincinnati Bengals receiver Chris Henry had a form of degenerative brain damage believed to be caused by multiple hits to his head. ESPN.com is reporting the director of the Brain Injury Research Institute at West Virginia University found chronic traumatic encephalopathy in multiple areas of Henry's brain. Henry's mother had given the institute permission to examine his brain in detail after his death. The type of brain damage found can only be determined by an autopsy and can only be caused by multiple strikes to the head. The 26-year-old died last December from head injuries after he either jumped or fell from the back of a moving pickup truck being driven by his fiancée. Police ruled the incident an accident and no charges were filed. Chris Henry played 5 seasons in the NFL, recording 119 career receptions. Brian Thomas, The Associated Press.